They say laughter is the best medicine, but what happens when the people making us laugh are fighting battles we never see? The cast of the Wayans brothers gave us comedy gold, but behind the cameras, their lives took shocking turns, stories of broken hearts, shattered dreams, triumphs, and tragedies you wouldn't believe. Some became legends, some lost it all, and some are no longer with us. Stay with us, because today, we're not just revisiting a sitcom, we're uncovering the truth behind the smiles. And trust me, you won't look at this cast the same way again. The heart of the show was none other than John Witherspoon, who played the beloved father, Pops. Born in Detroit, Michigan, in 1942, Witherspoon became a household name thanks to his role as the witty, crafty, and loving dad holding Shawn and Marlon together. He made millions laugh, but his personal life wasn't always a comedy. In the late 1980s, poor investments nearly wiped him out financially. To survive, he hustled relentlessly, performing in comedy clubs night after night just to keep a roof over his family's head. The deaths of close friends like Robin Williams and Richard Pryor only deepened his loneliness, though his marriage to Angela Robinson gave him a foundation. The weight of responsibility wore down his health. Cigarettes, exhaustion, and sleepless nights caught up with him. On October 29, 2019, John Witherspoon passed away suddenly at his home in Sherman Oaks, California, after a heart attack at age 77. He left behind a legacy of laughter and a net worth of about $4 million, earned through decades of hard work and sacrifice. Next came the older brother on screen and in spirit, Shawn Wayans. Born in New York in 1971, he was just 24 when he stepped into the role of the cool, responsible Shawn Williams. The sitcom catapulted him to fame. But behind the success came deep wounds. Fame arrived early, and so did conflict. Business disputes with his own siblings over contracts and copyrights turned family dinners into battlegrounds. Losing both of his parents and some siblings only compounded the pain. Though he has 3 children, Shawn never married. As a single father, he bore the weight of raising them while also battling depression and burnout. More than once, he stepped away from the spotlight for psychological treatment, determined not to lose everything. Now at 54, Shawn Wayans has shifted his focus. He prefers producing and writing, only occasionally appearing in public. His net worth, about $30 million, is a reminder that while the laughter continues, it often hides the tears. If Shawn was the calm, then Marlon Wayans was the storm. Born in New York in 1972, he lit up the Wayans brothers. With his goofy energy as the reckless younger brother, Hollywood embraced him and he soared to stardom. But life off-screen brought devastation. In just 3 years, Marlon lost nearly 60 loved ones, including both of his parents and a sister. His father's death in 2023 crushed him. Work became both an escape and a prison. His long relationship with Angela Zachary, the mother of his 2 children, ended in heartbreak. Business disputes with family deepened the loneliness. More than once, Marlon collapsed under the weight of grief and workaholism, retreating from the public eye to heal. Yet today, at 53, he has turned his pain into purpose, advocating for mental health and devoting himself to his children. With a net worth of around $40 million, Marlon Wayans stands as proof that resilience can be built even in the darkest storms. Another unforgettable character was Anna Maria Horsford, who played Dee Baxter, the stern but kind-hearted security guard. Her character grounded the show, but her personal life was far from steady. Her marriage ended after a decade, leaving her without children and with a heavy loneliness that lingered for years. Hollywood's demands only added to her struggle. As she aged, roles grew scarce and stress consumed her. Nights were spent wondering if audiences still wanted to see her. Now at 77, Anna Maria Horsford lives quietly in New York. She tends her garden, practices spirituality, and occasionally takes roles. Her net worth, about $500,000, reflects not the glamour of fame but the reality of a career fought for against time itself. Audiences will never forget Phil Lewis, who stole scenes as the quick-witted TC on the Wayans brothers, and later became famous as Mr. Moseby on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. But what fans rarely know is that his life once took a devastating turn. In 1991, at only 23 years old, Phil Lewis drove under the influence and caused a car accident in Maryland that tragically killed a young woman. The incident nearly ended his career before it truly began. He was sentenced to prison time, ordered to complete community service, and carried the weight of guilt for years afterward. His personal life was no easier. A failed marriage, bad investments, and a battle with alcohol threatened to undo everything he worked for. But against the odds, Lewis fought back. He rebuilt his life, overcame addiction, and eventually found a new calling behind the camera. Today, at 57, he works mainly as a television director while living a quieter life with his wife Megan Benton and their 2 daughters. His net worth, around $1.5 million, is proof of how redemption is possible even after tragedy. For a few episodes, Jeanette Dubois brought her warmth as Grandma Ellington, leaving a lasting mark. Yet off-screen, her journey was full of pain. A difficult divorce and the heartbreaking loss of her son in 1987 devastated her. She buried her grief in work, often pushing herself to exhaustion. On February 17, 2020, Dubois passed away in Glendale, California, at 81 years old, leaving behind a legacy valued at $2 million. Meanwhile, Leela Rachan, who played Lisa Saunders, seemed destined for greatness after waiting to exhale. But pressure, depression, and marital struggles with director Antoine Fuqua dimmed her shine. At 61, she lives in Los Angeles, focusing on family. Then there was Mitch Mullaney, the hilarious White Mike, who tragically died of a stroke in Los Angeles in 2008 at just 39, and Paula Hyde Parker, unforgettable as Monique, who spiraled into depression after Hollywood turned its back, yet continues to fight for a second act. Now about 60. Jill Tasker lives a private life with a net worth of around $800,000. A reminder that there's more than one way to define success. Finally, there was Helen Martin, who played the wise and loving Mother Evans. At 86, she was already a seasoned actress when she joined the Wayans brothers, but behind her warm presence was a lonely life. She never married, never had children, and in her later years, betrayal by a trusted friend cost her much of her savings. Still, she kept performing, hiding her exhaustion until her passing in 2000. At the age of 90, she left behind a $1 million estate and a reputation as a true survivor of the stage. And that's the untold story of the cast of the Wayans brothers, a journey of laughter, pain, and unforgettable resilience. Which story touched you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful Hollywood stories that reveal the truth behind the laughter. Until next time, stay inspired. Thanks for watching.